Hi guys, my name is Kanayo and I am a teacher. I'm the head of psychology and the deputy head of sixth form at a sixth form secondary school in London. And I've had lots of questions about how to get into teaching, what are some of the best routes, how do you keep a balanced life, how do you manage as a Christian, and just like random questions. So I wanted to create a video which will be a go-to that I can send out to anyone who's got questions about teaching or who is interested in what teachers do. Just a little summary. So I graduated in 2015 and it's 2017. This is when this video is being published, and it seems that my teaching career has progressed quite rapidly, and that's not totally down to my own works. Yeah, there's works involved, but definitely grace and favor and the mercy of God has literally brought me to this point in my career so early on. So I really wanted to share and ensure that there are more Christian teachers out there, because I really do believe that God is so about establishing his kingdom here, and it means that we may be placed in secular environments where we can influence quite greatly. And the work of a teacher isn't just to teach a particular subject or share knowledge on a particular subject, but you are instilling thoughts into that young person's mind that could shape them for the rest of their life. So it is quite a big responsibility in that sense. So how did I get into teaching? Well, I didn't intend to be a teacher. However, I was looking at some business cards that we were asked to create in our placement year of university, and on that business card I put young psychologist stroke teacher. Little did I know that God was literally writing my story out as it would happen. So I intended to go into business psychology, and I finished my degree in 2015 and I was so unsure about what to do. But I asked my old psychology teacher if I can come in and help, just in terms of teaching, giving best practice to the students. And I loved it. I totally loved it. And she really inspired me and convinced me to go ahead and do the PGCE. Luckily enough, I wasn't too late to apply, so I went ahead and I applied for the PGCE at UCL. Now, the type of PGCE that I did is the post-compulsory PGCE, and this PGCE enables me to teach anyone from age 14 and above, any subject that I've got a level 3 qualification. So essentially I can teach biology, I can teach maths, I can teach psychology, but I've chosen to teach psychology because that's what my degree is in, and I've got the subject knowledge. So that's the post-compulsory PGCE, and that is ideal for those who want to teach in sixth forms or colleges and further education sector. The only catch is that you don't get a QTS with it, so you need to go through your QTLS via the Society for Education and Training. So that's the PGCE post-compulsory, ideal for anyone who wants to teach in sixth forms, colleges, further education sector, and the like. There are PGCEs that are subject specific, so you might want to go ahead and do a PGCE in maths if you want to teach maths. In fact, I believe it's necessary that you do so. If you want to teach English, then you have to have a subject specific PGCE qualification. PGCEs can be a year or 2 years part-time. I did mine part-time because I wanted to work while studying, and I found that it was really helpful. It broke it down for me. A lot of people said that after their PGCE, if they did it in a year, it felt quite overwhelming, and I don't like stress. I'm not a stressful person. I like my me time, and I like to compartmentalize my life. So I would recommend the part-time route if you are working. If you aren't working, then full-time, full steam ahead, go for it. So in terms of a teacher, so I'm young, I've got a life. I let my students know that I've got a life, and it's just literally about being organized. So I'm someone who likes to write lists. I'm someone who likes to process what I need to do each week. Teaching is very demanding, so of course you have to prepare for your lessons. You need to plan. Not only do you need to plan, you need to deliver those lessons, and in the lessons you can come across a range of distractions. So there can be behavior management issues, there might be social problems that your young person is experiencing. You might be feeling unwell and you have to push through that lesson in order to give your best. There's so much that happens in lesson delivery. So that's something to bear in mind, to really go into your lessons, pray before you enter your lesson, and just ask for God's grace to keep you through the 50-minute, or if it's a double period, it could be 90 minutes or so. Another thing other than planning and delivering is that you need to mark. So of course you set your students' work and you need to set aside time to mark. And what I like to do is I allocate times in my day where I'm going to mark. So if I've got a free period, I will use that time to mark or do planning. I try not to take work home, but there are instances where I will need to take work home, especially if I've set a massive mock exam. So yeah, just my main tip is be organized, be disciplined. There are some things that you will have to say no to. Your social life is on hold during term time, and people might see me and be like, oh yeah, but you do so much on the weekends. Yes, on the weekends, but on the weekdays is work, and then if I've got church activity, that's where I'm at. So yeah, that's my tip. Really live an organized life. Have the gift of administration. Amen. That's what I was after. Any other questions? Oh yeah, doing the PGCE. So it can be quite demanding and overwhelming. Oh my gosh, so many essays to write, curriculums to plan, etc, etc. And again, it's just about living a balanced life, asking for help when you need it. Your lecturers are there to help you, and you are paying X amount, or if you're being sponsored, they are paying X amount for you to get the services that you need for the course. So make sure you do ask for help when you need it. In terms of how I got to this position, so I mean, I was pretty content being teacher of psychology, but I understand that our plans and our our dreams and our ambitions are so small compared to what God has for us. And I remember being offered the role of deputy head of sixth form 3 months into my job as head of psychology, and I was blown away. But I spoke to a deaconess in church, and I was literally in tears in church, and she said to me, God has placed you here for a reason. He's placed you in this position of influence because he knows that you are passionate not only about teaching, but you are passionate about the students you are teaching, and you want to see their lives transformed. You want to see their minds open to his word in such a subtle way. And I guess my encouragement to Christian teachers is that you have to remember that you are representing God's kingdom in that classroom. You have to establish his kingdom in that classroom. And it may not be putting on a sign saying, oh, Jesus is Lord and come to the Lord. But it's in the way you conduct yourself. It's in the way you speak life over those students. It's in the way that you honor them. It's in the way that you forgive them when they do you wrong. Because some of these students know how to do us dirty, guys. And it's in the way that you work with diligence, with consistency. You are constant. You are reliable. All these qualities mark you as a child of God in the workplace, as a teacher, and if you're in any other career. So my tip is to Christian teachers, do your work with all due diligence. Love your life. Love your students. Look after yourself. Look after your students. Do the best that you can and ask God's grace to really cover the areas where you feel like you're falling short. And please remember to ask for help. So yeah, I think that's me. If you have any questions, feel free to email me. Though I'll be honest with you guys, I'm so useless with responding to emails, Twitter DMs, Facebook messages. Again, because I'm a teacher and yeah, I need my life, I need my me time, I like to do my nails. You know, have something that you like to do on the side. That's another thing. Have a leisure activity that you can do to wind down and kind of de-stress. And that is super important. But yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to ask me. I love you guys. God bless you. May he honor you. May he continue to lift you up. And remember that where you are placed, he has qualified you and equipped you for that position.